Hello everybody, this is Terrell from TerrellO3.com, and today is Monday, January 14th, 2013. And well, I was going to do this in about a month, but for reasons that will be understood later, then I've gone ahead and done this now. This is a press release concerning the event that is going to take place on April the 1st, April the 2nd, 2013. This is very similar to Guerrero last year, to Fukushima the year before, and Chile the year before that. This is on the 188-day cycle. April the 2nd being the next day on the 188-day cycle. So I'm going to read at least some of this to you, what's going on. This will be about a 15-minute update. I'll cover as much as I can. For immediate release, Monday, January 14th, 2013. And let's see, my contact information and stuff. April 2nd, 2013, Earth will orbit through a gravity trough connecting the Sun and an inbound black dwarf star from the Leo constellation to generate a Pacific Ocean / Ring of Fire event that will be preceded by 24 precursor earthquakes of 4 to 6 magnitude, like Chile on February 27, 2010, like Japan on March 11, 2011, and Guerrero last year on March 20, 2012. Our researchers have discovered a pattern of seismicity going back to 1965 that has transitioned into large magnitude events, including Earth axis shifts on regular 188-day cycle. The most recent events include what was mentioned above, Chile, and the backside alignment event was September 4th, 2010. That was Christchurch in New Zealand. September 15th, 2011. You notice how you add 11 days to that, and you get September 15th for the Fiji event, 2011. And then September 26, 2012, that was the Aleutian event. That was a 7.9 that they downgraded down into the 6s. The next timeline event is expected to take place, according to our calculations, on April the 2nd, 2013, when Earth will pass through the gravity trough connecting the gravity wells of the Sun and an inbound black star tracked at 0.024 degrees below the ecliptic plane under the hindfoot of the Leo constellation. That has actually migrated over towards Virgo a little more than I expected. I just looked at the data again. Saturn recently passed through the Leo constellation, developed the current superstorm now raging in the northern hemisphere, just like 30 years ago when the ring planet passed through the Leo constellation. The evidence indicates that Jupiter's liquefying core, Venus's slowing rotation, with Mars's and Uranus's increased seismicity are all perturbations associated with an inbound black dwarf star. Earth experienced the magnetopause reversal last year on March 12th to 13th, 2012, for between 23 and 28 hours from the bombardment by subatomic particle flows released from the Leo constellation, saying that the inbound dark star is in near proximity to the inner solar system. Our research teams anticipate that HAARP multi-frequency wave signatures will begin transmitting from Navy-maintained floating flotillas on March 29, 2013, about 72 hours prior to the expected event. The HAARP arrays will generate either a series of amplification waves to induce a 5-inch Earth axis shift with a 9-magnitude earthquake event, or generate a dampening field to spread out the gravity trough-produced energy wave to induce multiple 8-magnitude quake events at the epicenter location. The research teams also expect to see 24 4 to 6 magnitude earthquake swarm events at the April 2nd, 2013 Pacific Ocean event epicenter location. Everyone living in or around a seismic area should be warned to brace for one of the top 5 seismic events in recorded history on or about April 1st through the 2nd, 2013. That's the end of the press release. Now, the reason that I'm not as sure this year about the event April 2nd is the next day on the 180-day cycle, but last year I anticipated April 22nd, and the event happened about 40 hours early with the Guerrero event. And in Guerrero, they just started their exercise looking for an event, and it started 1 hour. My event happened 1 hour after. And if you remember, I was on the radio with Clive Lewis in front of 800,000 radio listeners because I was able to predict the 24 precursor quakes. That is going to happen again this year. It happened. This will be the 4th year in a row. It's pretty easy to predict that event because I see the pattern. So that's the press release. And remember that I'm still putting out the newsletters. Terrell's 2012 newsletter. The 2nd volume came out. You get regular Black Star updates. We recently reached outside orbital position on December 28th. That's when the magnetic portal connections were at their longest. Now we've started orbiting back towards the Leo constellation, and that's why you're seeing in at least some of the news about the skyquakes that are coming back. That happens as the magnetic portal connection shortens, and when we reach the right angle, we no longer have flip-flopping magnetic portal connections on the back side of the sun. They make a right angle and then begin diverging towards the straight line that is created on April the 1st. Okay, let me show you. So remember, you can get the newsletter. You become a regular newsletter subscriber, then I upload this. I have 9/11 information, Bible information. I decoded the Bible before ever working on 9/11, and I explain. You send me questions. You have questions about the new equator after the pole shift. That's what William sent me this week for the newsletter. New subscriber information. Remember, for a subscription is $25 per year. For that, you get my email address. I work with you personally. I give you threat assessment analysis, and we talk on Skype. And I serve you as I do all of my newsletter subscribers. You guys are what keeps my investigation going. Okay, enough about that. I haven't been doing the radio shows. I'm getting ready to start kicking them off again. I'll explain more of that a little bit later. Terrell's research group, you notice right here, is up and running again. Ohio Steve is the room owner, and we are working together as a team more and more. There's my website, terrell3.com, research links. This just started yesterday, and that's the reason that I'm making this video, to update you guys on what's happening. And the way that you get that, it's very easy. You go to, this is my website. This is Project Black Star that I'm working on right now for the last 2 years. Project Black Star is information on the Dakota report. Here's the way that you download the Dakota report, the PDF files. It's very difficult to get off the internet. It was sent by Jim Mars from Fort Worth, Texas. Sent it to me for vetting. This is my analysis of the report, and inside the report is where I found out that the genocide to be averted was from Project Black Star, and that's the project that I've been working on and what I've been sharing with you guys about. So there's a 9/11, there's a Project Black Star section over here on the right hand side, then there's a 9/11 section over here on the side, and then there's my Bible section. There's an hour and a half of videos on the Bible stuff, and I shouldn't call it Bible stuff. It's very, very important. 9/11 and Project Black Star, and eventually these three things are going to become the same thing. This was a 5-year investigation. My Bible investigation took decades to do. 5-year investigation in 9/11. I know what happened on 9/11 for sure. Keyworded the documentation like I did the Bible, decoded 9/11, and now I'm decoding Project Black Star. That's what I'm working on right now. And you become a subscriber by clicking right here. And if you do not have $25 for the year, you do not want my services as a threat assessment analysis guy, then all you have to do is come down here. People are getting access to 52 issues of 2012, my 2 issues for 2013, and all the issues for this year by just donating $1. So if you got $1 to donate to the research, if that's all you got, then God bless you for helping me with the research, keeping my internet connection going. That's how you do it here at terrell3.com. Then Paltalk, this Paltalk room that I showed you here, it's pretty simple stuff. You're going to want to have good security. Don't get me wrong. Here's one of my friends. She's starting her radio show. She needs to have me on as a guest too, and she's one of my researchers. She's a member of my radio panel. That's Natalie. Love her to death. Let's see, the research group right here. The other one where I'm at, I'm making a video. But you can get yourself a username and password by going to this website, paltalk.com. Just download it. It's pretty simple. All right, just download it. It's free. And then you get yourself a username and a password, and then you will be coming here to this room. Just go under Education and Other. With the rooms, let me see if I can show you how to do that real fast. Yeah, you go to Education, see Education and Other, Terrell 3 Research Group. That's us right here. This was my old room, Cosmic Crossroads. They're becoming a little bit abusive, and it's time to kick Terrell's Research Group off again. So let's see. This is the press release I already showed you. This is the newsletter volume 2 that just came out with a Black Star update report, and other things that I want to share with you. Let me see, is the Chile event, February 27, 2010, the Fukushima event, March 11, 2011, and the Mexico event. This was a pair of 8s actually that took place here. And this was a little bit early on the 188-day cycle. I was thrown off by that a little bit. We did not get the Earth axis shift. The reason being, I think I understand what's going on now, the dampening field that was created by the Harper rays. Harper rays were set up for all of these events. If you keyword Benjamin Fulford and Fukushima, then you're going to see that he was warning that the elite had actually caused this event, and the HAARP arrays were set up just like they were last year. And that's part of the press release, that those HAARP arrays are going to either create a dampening field to spread out that what's happening is we're passing through a gravity trough between two stars. That other star coming in here, you cannot see it. It's a black dwarf star. Nobody's ever seen one. The gravity well is much too deep. It's much too narrow, and you're seeing these stars in the distance. Then I wanted to show you kind of where we're at. This is, notice, April the 2nd, 2012. By the way, April the 2nd, this is April the 2nd, 2013. This is when the event is expected to come up. See Leo? See, we were back in this area for the Chile event. Then we're in this area, moved around 11 days. Then we're around this area for the event that took place at Fukushima, Guerrero. And now, at the alignment this year, if you take a look at where we're at, you notice that the Earth and the Sun, the dark star, will be out here transitioning from Leo over into Virgo. It's going to be right along in this area right here, and that we're getting help from Mars and from Venus, that we're kind of have an alignment here. Okay, so April the 2nd and 13th, I'm sorry, April the 1st and April the 2nd is going to be about the time that I'm expecting that we're going to have this event with enhancement from the inner planets here. So the moon is at a right angle. That's good. If it was in here or back here, then it would actually be helping in the assisting in the enhancement process. Okay, so this is the day that something is going to happen. Definitely, something is going to happen on April the. It's going to be between April the 1st and April 2nd. And I want to remind you guys that the reason that Terrell's research group went down, when you become a subscriber, you'll go into the 2013 folder and you'll find Mystery Sickness. 13 members of my group went down last year. My Pal Talk room was taken down, and Billy Hayes came into my group. I interviewed him at freedomslips.com. I don't have access. I should have pulled that up for you. It was about the third week in February. I interviewed him on my radio show, my 9/11 series, and he told us more about HAARP. I came to understand that HAARP is 244 facilities. They are using a 1.5 hertz carrier wave. They're maintaining that wave as a carrier wave, multi-frequencing on top of it using artificial intelligence. That's giving artificial intelligence an interface to communicate with the nanomaterials that are inside of our bodies right now. That's what chemtrailing is all about. And I started bringing that information out through the research group, and my members started going down. They started dropping like flies. Michael Owens ended up being killed, even though he died from a heart attack. The thing to realize is that Stu Noodle, his European counterpart, the correspondent over there that writes for the news for my Terrell's 2012-2013 newsletter, that he was taken down too. That members of my family were taken down at the same time as if they were turned off. Administrators from my research group were taken down, found unconscious. This is very serious stuff, and everybody recovered except for Michael Owens. Michael Owens, the chief astronomer from my research group, he was taken down on April the 2nd, 2012. That's right, April the 2nd. April the 2nd is the next day on the 188-day cycle. This is similar to Elenin Comet, the most important day in the timeline, September 26th, the day that Elenin crossed the celestial plane, the day it was in alignment with the Earth. Some of you guys remember that. And then September 26, 2012 was the next day on the 188-day cycle on the backside whenever the Aleutian event took place last year. Okay, so there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. It includes a lot of stuff. It's one of the reasons you have not heard from me that much. I've been putting my people in danger. Now I'm hoping, I'm going to find out shortly if I'm ahead of the pace. If this thing is here, then I'm going to be giving another press release about May the 17th, 2013. That's the crossing event. And if you go to the remote viewers, Cliff High and his people too, then you're going to see that they're anticipating an event that's going to take place before May the 20th. Okay, and the May 17th date is the day that Earth crosses, going 66,000 miles per hour across the orbit path of this inbound star from the Leo constellation. That's when we're going to have an opportunity for a crossing event and a geological pole shift. Okay, so that, and Nighthawk, the owner of Revolution Radio, his military contingent gave him the information to look forward towards a middle of May event, and that would correspond with the remote viewers. Okay, and then Deacon John, he's a host he's a member of my radio crew and a member of, he has his own show over at Freedom Slips. He came on and warned us that the government, the geopolitics they looks like they're kicking off for something. And so that's my warning video. This is the press release that's going about April the 1st. And This is my update report, and this is going to be shared over in the Paltalk room, and that's where you guys can get a hold of me. So I'll see you guys